peaceful night's sleep, and hope everybody's doing great as well. Welcome everyone. Welcome to um the weather has subsided. I must say the sun is shining brightly, which I'm grateful for and always be grateful for, especially when it's a summertime. Now we are in summer, we're getting lots of breeze, so there is no stickiness, there's no heat, and just constant uncomfortableness. Normal lovely, it's great. The weather is, this is how I like the weather to be. Sun is shining bright and the breeze blowing. Yes, this is what we're talking about. Like, this is what you call Caribbean weather. The breeze is blowing, really lovely breeze, and the sun is shining still. So you know the weather is good and the day is going great so far. My weekend was good compared to last week. I must give thanks and say, this weekend was great, you know, and I must say I'm in the best of health as well. And also the girls are off to school. My pickup time is coming up soon, 3 o'clock. And then what did we do? Oh, I went to Westfield with them yesterday. um you know um it's like it's been years since I went to Westfield, like on a Sunday, and I'm telling you I will never go back on a Sunday. Because the reason why I went, because it was very important, so that is why I went there yesterday. Because the girls are back to school too, and I needed to get my daughter, she going to a leavers disco, gonna happen in the school tomorrow, so she needed just something to wear, because how it's hot. She needed something to wear, like a little bit light, not heavy, so she needed something to light to wear. So yeah, so she going to leave us thing tomorrow. Maybe I might post a picture, take a picture with her and put it on my timeline, on my community tab, so you will see what she wore to go to the disco that they are having. What is the little things that count for her. She gonna enjoy herself and whatever. So that's the most important part. She gonna enjoy herself. But other than that, is like in the I wish that my wish is like if they can get like graduation, you know, and prom for children when they are in primary school. The reason why I'm saying this, and I know a lot of mother will agree, there are a lot of children do drop out of school, especially like when they reach secondary school, they don't finish, because of the work and stuff like that. They can't be bothered, so they dropped out, especially a lot of boys. And sometimes girls get pregnant. But if they do get if they graduate during primary school, and they get that certificate, I feel like they give them a push, and they will make them feel like, yeah, I've achieved something, and they will continue to work hard. I feel like they need to start to do that, have graduation in primary school. And also I feel like the curriculum in the primary school, they need to like change it. I feel like I've heard like parents who have went to school here, and they have said that this curriculum has been what they have gotten when they went in school, and they have children of their own now. So I feel like they need to change that curriculum to benefit, like to for the children of this era, because I feel like this country have like a way of backdating, back in time, long time something. Like it's like they are not moving with the times, and the curriculum is very boring. As well as like when it comes to like you have supposed to give the children tests, like everything is based off what they do inside the classroom throughout the year. That is how they mark them throughout the year. And I feel like it's now gonna really make children feel like when they go into secondary school, it's gonna already set them off to say, yeah, we usually get tests, and this is a mark I get, and I'm gonna work harder when I go in secondary school. Don't forget to thumbs up the live streaming and join. And if you are new here, please don't forget to subscribe. I feel like they need to do things like that, like in primary school, give them tests, because in the Caribbean you get tests, in America you get tests. You do test paper, you get an percentage 90, 80, and you get an average. I feel like this way in the UK is very backward, old time, long time, like 1940, 50 education system. They need to reverse it. Start to give the children tests. You understand? Give them tests like the, you know, like you come in the end of the term when they go to a new class, give them a test, and let they get the grips of what to expect when they go into secondary school. It's like that is why sometimes it does become very overwhelming for a lot of children to settle down when they start secondary school, and like when they realize like, oh, I have to study for a test, because they did not get that push or that start from primary school. It's very difficult for a lot of children, especially mothers who are single mother or who have to work more than one job, not at home, like to say, oh, you need to study, you need to do this. Sometimes children just be children, teenager gonna just be teenager. And if some of them can do well, like if their parents have to do extra shift, like they can work well, you know. And sometimes if they go to the childminder, sometimes it does not help, because a childminder is there to just look after their child, not there to help to your child with the homework, or if they got a test to tell them, oh, study for the test as well. And I feel like if they start from primary school to start to give them tests here in the UK, they will have an idea when they reach secondary school what to do and what to expect. That is why children, when they go into secondary school, some of them get overwhelmed. And then sometimes children who are not even suffering from depression or whatever, this anxiety, they start to get them, it start to come on them, because it's like they have to try now and adjust to that environment and adjust to the kind of work that is being presented for them to do. But if you start from primary school, like to start to give them tests like from like, okay, if you want to skip out reception, start from year one, give them tests so when for them to pass to go to year two. And then that is how you're gonna do. You're gonna based off of the average, you're gonna put them in the class. So 1, 2, 3 class, you have year three, year one class, then you have tests like, and then based off the average, if they are in the 90s and 80s, you put them in the first class. Then if you got like 60 and 70%, you put them in a second class, and like 50 and 40% average, then you put them in the third class. So you know those children need extra help. So you know the teachers will know like, oh, this class here, you're gonna, these children need extra help, and you know, and then you start, so they will work harder, because I say, oh, you know, my friend gone to the first class, so they're gonna work extra hard. So when they reach year two, they're gonna, the same thing gonna happen. So I feel like the system, and the things that bothers me, baffles me or bothers me a lot, is like when they have parent meeting and you put up these kind of questions, or they have like things that what you can do to improve, and you give them suggestion or things that they can do. They do not do anything that the suggestion, or they ask you like, what do you think what we can do. Even when it comes to like school trip, they ask you like, give them ideas of places where they can take the children, whether they asked you, and they don't do anything. Like, it's the same rubbish. My daughters, both of my girls have been going to the same trip over and over every term. Is like the same rubbish trip that has been going from reception right now till my daughter's gonna leave year 6. Is the same thing they have been doing over and over again. You understand? So I feel like when they ask for suggestion, the school can do their part as well. But I feel like sometimes it's because they make it so easy for them, like they don't have to like write on the board. They don't have to mark no physically mark paper, make thing, like they will mark papers, but it's like not a test. It's like what work that they did in the classroom, just normal work. You understand? And I feel like the only time children get a taste of test, which is like is year 6, when they do their SATs, they get like an idea of like things that to expect. But that still does not help, because the reason why that little one test, because you spend like 6 years, you more than 6 years, let me see, like from year 1, how much years you spend in primary school? 5 to 6 years you spend in primary school. Because you're going, like my daughter going when she was 4 plus, so 4, 5, 4, 6, 7, like roughly you get the gist, like how much years children spend in school. One thing with Caribbean, if you feel like a child do not know how to do that job, that work properly. What the teacher do, they speak to the parents and ask and say, I can push your child up, but I feel it's the best interest of the child to let her repeat that class so she will be ready to go to, like, for example, year two, if she was in year one, if she to go to year two. So parents have that option and they will accept that in the Caribbean. But here you don't have to pass a sheet. Like, that is what get me annoyed. You don't have to pass to go every private school. You just go up. You just go up in a class of them. And this is why I feel like the system is failing children. Because when they reach in secondary school, it's the same thing. They excuse me, they don't have to, they will get exam and stuff like that, but it's like, even if they pass or fail or they don't reach the average or whatever, they still move them up to the new class, and they still go to the school right through. If they reach right through college, and the only problem going to be like college, like they want to get the part that they desire or they need to go in certain things. That's the only time, like if they do the GCSE and then a pass to certain, like if they want to study for something in university, then having the right subject, or they did a pass, that's the only time. But I feel like they need to start to give the children tests. It's so annoying. I always tell myself, if it was like, if the medical, if the health system in the Caribbean, was great. Barbados and Trinidad have good health system, meaning they have like you can do like certain operation and certain things they can do like in a Barbados and Trinidad. But like in the Caribbean, like no, no, I understand your point where you are saying like it will not put pressure on them, because that will not put pressure, because that is something without thing. That is the problem. Like I feel like they are doing, even when they are marking like if they're doing something in a class and the children get it wrong, instead of put an X, they put a dot. It's like when a child said X, they will know that it's wrong. That is why, that is the problem that we are having. Like it's wrong. So that is why sometimes when children in secondary school, they don't know how to adjust. You understand? Like it's not putting pressure on them. It's putting them out there for the real world, like to tell them what to expect in secondary school, because it's not pressure. Remember, you have like nursery and you have reception to like play and draw a lot. When you reach year one, you get like the basic like in the Caribbean, you have the basic thing to do, like just 1+1, know to write and then know to spell rat, bat, cat, and stuff like that. And you have a reading book and stuff like that. And they help you through. They give them little small, easy stuff to do. Year two, the same thing. And year three. But because they always, like what you are saying, like they put in pressure, no. I feel like that is something good for them to do, because if it's like if you start them out at that early age, they will have that idea and that drive to take their education more seriously, because they know that even if they don't do well throughout the year, and they don't get any have any tests they have to do to pass to go to another class, yeah, they don't take it seriously, and they will just know, oh, my child just going up, they're just going up. And that is why sometimes children just fall through the gaps, because even during COVID, there's a lot of children right now that is falling behind because of the way how the system is set up. Because you can tell me, if you was teaching a child throughout the year and COVID just happened for just like a specific, just a few months, and then you're gonna tell me child falling behind. If you was giving them actual work, like work that you have printed, and you, instead of telling a parent to go on YouTube and watch a video, a video, and just do, it's like it didn't make any sense. It did not fit into the curriculum or that what they was doing throughout the school year. So that is why I feel like they need to have a shift in the education system here in the UK. That is why when you come from the Caribbean or the continent, and you come over here and you get the work that children are doing, the work that my daughter was doing in year 6, we were doing those work in year 4. Like in the Caribbean, we was a grade 4. We was doing those work. So so it's like they would have gone, if they went back to the Caribbean to do schooling, they would have been like the children in the Caribbean would have been way ahead of them, and they would have been short. They would have to start from, like, say, a low, go back 2 years back, because it's like they need to do a little bit more. And children have to start, you have to start them early. It's just the same how you have to train them to be respectful from an early age. And it's the same thing go to the education. That is why children will take education seriously. And my mother said education not spoiled. And I teach my girls the Caribbean way of how I know how to do. But the problem with, they make it so difficult when they go in the classroom. Like when they are teaching my daughter this way, I break it down the easier way so she can understand, and then she get it. Even when it comes to her multiplication, like timetable, they said here, they have a thing called timetable Rockstar here in the UK. And the way they was teaching her, she didn't still not give grasp. I teach her the Caribbean way, and my daughter know her timetable. Both of them now know the timetable from 1 to 12, and you can mix it up, and she can say it, and she can know the number if you mix it up anyhow. You understand? So I am trying to say, like, I get your point, but I feel like, me personally, I feel like start them from young, teach them, the children, like, this is what you're supposed to do. You understand, in terms of the education, like, teach them, push them, spell words, write their name. I teach my girls to write their name before they even, when they went to nursery. My daughter could have formed because her name is so short, like 5 letters. I started to teach her, like, both of them how to write their name. So when they went into nursery, they could have write their name and their surname. I teach them how to head up, like put third to Monday, the 11th of July, whatever. And as they go and progresses, they continue that way of heading up, like when they went to school. So I feel like I do my Caribbean way, and I feel like it helped them a lot in their education wise. In terms of their lesson in school, it helped them a lot, and I am very happy that I was able to, like, show them the easier way to do it than the long way that they was teaching them, like, how to do multiplication. Like they say, oh, and the thing is, they was just pressing the Chromebook, just pressing and like to put in the answer. I was giving them to do it manually with their hands. I give them books and pencil, and I was like I was giving them their 2 timetable, and I was doing it like a period of time, like 2 times 1, and we writing it, and we do like 5 per day, and then next week we do the same thing, repeat it, and then until we finish. That is how I feel like children learn their timetable, and that is why my daughter could have done. And they had this timetable Rockstar in the whole of the UK. They had different school competing against each other, and my youngest one, she got first in her class for the timetable, right. My daughter came second in her class, because she I think she missed out like one day doing the time the Rockstar, because it was based off the timing and how fast you did. So she had missed like one day. She had missed like the time slot, like what she's supposed to do, because at the time she had like a project that they got, and she was supposed to finish that, so she didn't get. So but anyway, I told her, well done, same way, and these are the things that sometimes we as parents, we have to push our children, and I feel like the education system in the UK need a revamp, and they need to revisit it and see why there's a lot of children are failing miserably, in the UK, in terms of the even GCSE, the percentage of pass rate has dropped down drastically, and and I feel like they need to have a think of what they are doing wrong, and I feel like they need to start to do them tests. Tests will help children. Give them tests throughout the year. Give them little tests to show as well. Get like one, and at least get some textbook where children can come home and they can read and they can see what the children is doing. We don't know what our child is doing in school until they have like a parent day, which they have like one time per year. When we go to the parent meeting, then you can't bring home the book. You have to leave the book. You just only have a little period for just look through. How much time you can look through that book? You understand? then because of the timing, there's not enough time for you can sit down and go through base by base by base of whatever subject they are doing, so you can say, oh, my daughter need help in this, whatever. And the thing that baffles me a lot, when you go to this parent meeting and you ask them, like, parents meet evening, and you ask them this question, like, what are some things that my child is doing, like, is she having any problem to that, they will say, oh, they need like this, and you will, based on what they tell you, I do my part, and hubby do their part, and we help them. But when you go back, when you get the end of the year report, the subjects are the things that they tell you, like, oh, they need a little bit more push, a little bit more help in terms of how to, and you do what they said they need, and you do extra, and yet still they will come and they will just, it's going to be a whole total different thing. But nevertheless, I always tell my daughter to believe in themselves and just do, because one thing I will say, don't let anybody hold you back. Just believe in yourself and keep pushing. As long as you have your parents behind you, I know you all will succeed and you all will do well. And that is what I will encourage parents to do. I'm gonna love you beautiful people, because I need to head out now to go and do the school one. I see you beautiful people Wednesday. I will do my live streaming Wednesday morning, because Wednesday afternoon I need to leave the house by 12:45, because my daughter year 6 play gonna have, so I need to be there at the I need to leave home that time to reach on time. So the live streaming will be in the morning and not the afternoon. Thank you all amazing people. Thank you for love and support, and thank you for the new subscriber. Big up a nice skin yourself, and I see beautiful people next one. Thank you Zelly for the chat, and thank you for conversation. Thank you all, and I see you beautiful people next one. Bye.